Wow, I can't believe Sega turned Eggman into a stripper.
Hey there, Sonic.
Oh no, Sega, don't turn me into a stripper.
Oh, do not worry, I have something better in store for you.
Thank you, Sega, for this awesome gift.
Sonic Generations, Sonic's 20th anniversary game, celebrating all of Sonic's best games and, not so best games, in one complete package. Sonic Generations holds a special place in my heart as it's part of my top 5 Sonic games of all time, and honestly I couldn't wait till the day I make a ranking video for it. And for this specific ranking video, as per the title and thumbnail, I wanted to rank the bosses featured in the game. So what are we waiting for? Let's get the show on the road. So before we start this list, remember this is my opinion, so please don't get all butthurt if your favorite boss isn't number 1 or because I like a certain boss over another. If anything, let's agree to disagree. And hopefully you Sonic 2 fans won't kill me for this one. Kicking off this list is the second boss of the game, the Death Egg Robot. This dastardly Eggman looking robot hails from the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 from the Genesis/Mega Drive days. You know, a very long time ago. And while this version of the Death Egg isn't as menacing and oh so scary like the Sonic 2 variant, I gotta say I find it pretty funny because this version of the robot is ridiculously larger than its 16-bit and Sonic 4 counterpart. And yet, the one shown in Sonic Generations is larger and not that menacing at all, because even the Sonic 4 one gave me a tough time.
Is this like the big robot thingy?
I never made it past this.
Oh, this? Didn't we beat this in Sonic Generations? Hit it! How do you hit it? See? What the fuck are you doing? Hit it. This bitch is fucking...
I like how you're confident.
How the hell didn't you beat this?
You're about to see, yo.
This boss battle has 2 phases to it. There's a strictly 2-day phase where Sonic has to dodge its arms, you know, it launches the arms at you, and kicks. And at some point, the Death Egg robot just jumps and you have to speed your way behind it and hit its weak spot. And as you can see from the footage, its weak spot, it's his ass cheeks. Depending on which mode you are between normal and hard, normal mode is much quicker to beat than hard mode because hard mode, it requires a couple more hits. So after the first phase, you proceed into the second phase of the fight. And well, here's where things can get pretty hairy for a classic hero. You gotta activate these dimensional bombs and try to maneuver the robot's arms to attack said bombs. And once you somehow trick a Dr. Eggman into hitting the dimensional bombs, you gotta run across the arm and bonk the head of the robot. You know, Eggman, for being a smart man, his weak spots are pretty weak. Not too smart, huh? Never mind that though. You do this a few times and you're done. There's nothing really special about it. It's technically the first non-rival boss. But this boss is honestly ranked so low on the list because it's just a rinse and repeat fight. And you know, that can get kind of tiresome, especially when you already know what to do. But, you know, that's okay because this is the second boss of Sonic Generations, so let's see what the other ones have in store. Alright, Sonic Adventure era fans, put up your pitchforks cause I'm about to make a joke of your Sonic Adventure 1's final boss. Let me chill before you guys actually harass me in the comment section and in my Twitter DMs. At number 6 is Perfect Chaos, hailing from the aforementioned Sonic Adventure game from the Dreamcast era. This encounter has a blend of boss battle and regular level. Modern Sonic must travel across the ruins of Station Square while avoiding the attacks of Perfect Chaos, and I find this pretty cool because this boss battle specifically has 4 phases to it, and they're all different, which makes this battle a very lengthy one, which honestly I don't mind. I found it to be satisfying that this battle wasn't all just speed. It had some platforming elements baked into it, so it didn't mean I could just do this whole rinse and repeat thing I mentioned in the previous boss battle. It actually meant that I, gotta, in essence, fight through the environment to get to perfect chaos. And once I go through the ruins of Station Square, I have to make it to Chaos's core and attack it, or either its core or its brain, and it gives it some damage. So you might be wondering why this isn't any higher on the list if it's a lengthy and creative fight. Well, because obviously there are better ones in my opinion. And I'll be honest with you, I never really beat Sonic Adventure, so I never fought the original Perfect Chaos, so maybe I don't have any nostalgia to it. I found the boss battle pretty cool with its level type structure, so maybe I just might beat Sonic Adventure one of these days. I'll be super honest here and say this. I hope you guys agree with me on this one. For number 5, it's the final boss of Sonic Generations. And honestly, the final boss was super mid. It wasn't as grandiose as it could have been, especially with there being 2 Sonics and 2 Eggmans this time around. And while the concept is cool, with time travel and everything, I felt like the boss battle was mostly rushed. Well, the context of the boss. And that can be argued because I feel like Sonic Generations as a whole felt rushed. Like, I felt like there was no story build up. There was, but it wasn't as fleshed out as it could have been. To be honest, once you get into the fight, because don't get me wrong, the cutscene before the fight is amazing. Lots of fan service, this whole come on Sonic type of thing. Once you get into the fight, I personally had no idea that these dudes were fighting in a time wormhole until someone name dropped it during the fight. So there's not really no context. It's just a problem I have with Sonic Generations as a whole. But for the fight itself, the attacks in my opinion were easy to dodge. And with it being a double supersonic fight, yes, because you fight as Supersonic, it's 2 Supersonics, I kind of found it easy to maneuver through these attacks. And if there was, for some reason, an attack I couldn't dodge, which there were, because there were some attacks that I got clowned in, I just maneuvered from 2D to 3D since you're playing as both Sonics. And I'm not saying it was impossible to get hit because I got my shit rocked a couple times, but I've had more of a struggle with previous bosses than this very specific one in this very game. And all you really have to do to beat this boss is just boost your way, collect some rings so you don't run out. If anything, time is more of an issue than the boss itself, because once you run out of rings, so Supersonic is donezo. But once you boost your way through, you hit its core a few times, you beat the boss. That's really it. Really lackluster fight if you ask me, especially for a final boss. Yes, it's better than Perfect Chaos and Death Egg, but for a final boss, it's really not that good. The scenery and the debris were all cool and everything, but the actual fight itself was garbage. Now, if this was a regular boss, then this would be some alright stuff. But it wasn't. It was the final boss, so yeah. Meteru Sonicu! Dude, this fight was amazing. But you know what makes this even more amazing? The music. And the cutscene before this very fight. God, this cutscene's amazing. I'll let it rock for a bit because, your boy needs some watch time on this whole YouTube algorithm thing. Bro, this fight is a callback to the one in Sonic CD, and it actually feels like a somewhat remastered version of it. This one's more of a chase instead of a race, because the one in Sonic CD was like a racing one, well, kind of like a chase one. But this fight in Sonic Generations was more of Metal Sonic chasing classic Sonic. And boy oh boy, Metal Sonic has a few attacks up his sleeve, like tossing streetlights, using an electro field, and going maximum overdrive. This fight actually makes me want to get up from my chair and take this battle a little bit more seriously than other battles. I'll be honest with you, I've gotten clowned a few times. Plus, Metal Sonic is really out here trying to close the curtains on classic Sonic, cause that last attack he pulls, the level conveniently enough places an extra platform for you to dodge. So it's a pretty massive attack, especially for the type of battle it is. It's a rival battle, but it's fun, man. If you could tell the excitement from my voice. I really like this Sonic battle. Very beautiful. God, this music is really fire, man. The Shadow the Hedgehog fight makes it into the top 3, and let me say, this fight easily earns its place within the top 3. This fight is another callback battle, and this time it's referencing good old Sonic Adventure 2 battle. I mean, shit, look at this cutscene. It's a major throwback to the intro cutscene from Adventure 2. This boss battle is more of a race than an actual battle, but it's, a battle nonetheless. And it's a race to see who can collect more energy cores the quickest, and it's fun because both Sonic and Shadow are running and boosting, and you can occasionally hit Shadow with a homing attack or boost into him to slow him down, which is kind of dirty, but hey man, what's a race without some dirt in it? It's a boring race. But obviously your main priority in this battle is collecting the energy cores, because if either Sonic or Shadow collect them, they both have like this, not ultimate move, but super move that can, turn the tides into the race, which in essence turns it into a battle in a way. So for example, if Shadow collects all the energy cores, he's gonna unleash an attack launching Chaos Spheres, and you have to maneuver your way around it without getting hit, and in essence dodging everything, and then you'd have to go back to this whole race thing and be able to collect your own energy cores at this point. But let's say in the event where you're too slow in the race, Shadow will throw a small variant of the Chaos Spears just to get you on your toes a little bit. And, make this race into an actual battle at that point. However, in order to beat Shadow, like I said before, you gotta collect your own energy cores, and once you do, Sonic will have this ability to boost into these purple meteors so it can attack Shadow, in essence, to slow him down, and eventually Sonic would catch up to Shadow. And you gotta really boost into him, like ramming him and ramming out all his rings and finishing him off. And if anything, this boss battle made me think, I think Shadow might canonically be faster than Sonic, because you gotta play catch up with Shadow the whole time if you really think about it. I'm not really saying Shadow is faster, but he could be. So, I mean, Eggman's faster than Sonic. So, and Shadow is the ultimate life form. Bro, I remember this game came out in 2011, and honestly, even till this day, I'm still impressed by it. And what impresses me more is this Silver the Hedgehog fight. It was probably one of the greatest things to come out of Sonic 06, because we all know Sonic 06 was the greatest Sonic game in existence, and yeah, no, I'm lying. It's a good game, but it's just like Super Mario Sunshine. Good game, but it's a broken. This battle takes place in Crisis City, and Silver is out here using his psychokinetic powers by flying and throwing hella debris at you. And I'll be honest with you, this fight feels a little out of place given how Silver doesn't have that hatred towards Sonic anymore. Sonic isn't the Iblis Trigger anymore. Sonic is just Sonic, which is Silver and Sonic, they're friends, but it just makes the fight feel a little bit out of place. But it's something I can easily overlook since this fight is very amazing. And to be honest with you, comparing the Metal Sonic and Shadow battles, I love that this fight isn't a race nor a chase, it's an actual battle. Sonic is running towards Silver, and Silver's just out here launching debris like cars, pieces of the road, traffic signs. And if you're like me and you don't know any better, you're just gonna keep going and dodging these things, but you gotta homing attack the debris to make your way up to Silver. I didn't know that. I did know that before, but it's been such a while since I played Sonic Generations, so when I did for this video, I just kept running for a while. the camera switches and now all of a sudden you're in 2D. Silver proceeds to bring out 3 debris. It could be trucks, cars, and he just proceeds to slam you with them. And if you don't dodge, you can be donezo. It's easy to dodge because he either throws 2 at a time or 1. He doesn't launch all 3 at once, because if he would, then yeah, that would be kind of undodgeable. Then if that wasn't enough, Silver will come and make this big ass debris platform and literally try to ram it to you. But all you really gotta do is just jump on top of it and boost all your way up to Silver and attack him. At various points, Silver throws these energy waves that can either be sidestepped or jumped over. And if you aren't careful, you can obviously get sliced by these and get hurt. And I think slice was a very strong word I used on this script. You know what I mean. But to top it all off, after all Silver's attempts of literally trying to kill you, and so much for being his friend, Silver's gonna attempt to finish the fight with a meteor smash. He literally gets behind Sonic and throws this huge ball of debris. Honest to God, all you gotta do is just go fast. Try to avoid Silver's attacks and try not to fall behind, because if you do, it's curtains. So, if you end up not getting clowned and manage to hit Silver, he gets crushed by his own debris ball and the fight is over. All in all, an amazing fight that actually felt like a fight and not some tug-of-war competition. Hi, yes everyone, I am your host Mr. Awesome and welcome back to Eggman Land for the #1 fight, everyone. Well, to be specific, we're gonna be underneath Eggman Land for this #1 fight, because that's where the Egg Dragoon's at. And obviously for #1, it's the Egg Dragoon. Dude, I can't even begin explaining all the BS that goes on for this fight. But damn it, I'll try. Even though this doesn't sound scripted, it is. So, when you're in the 3D section of this fight, Eggman uses drill attacks and fire beams, and obviously just with every Sonic generations, the modern Sonic side of it, you gotta boost your way up to hit the enemy's weak spots. But in this case, there's various ways of doing it. For example, you can take a ramp, and then you're launched up into the top portion of the stage, and you're literally grinding your way up to the Egg Dragoon just to hit it, which is a nice change of pace instead of just regularly running and boosting. And within the battle, it always goes from 3D to 2D, and in the 2D sections, you gotta be out here avoiding the Ice Blast, and trust me, these Ice Blasts can be pretty tricky sometimes to dodge. And at some point, Eggman stops Sonic dead in his tracks and puts 2 walls between him, forcing him to wall jump out of it. And while you're doing the wall jumping, you gotta avoid these ice attacks. But if you're too slow, Eggman will literally slam the walls right into you, hence making you lose coins and or die. After you manage to hit the Dragoon 4 times, Eggman will separate the body and the tail so both the parts can attack Sonic simultaneously. So after you get through this whole simultaneous shenanigans, the Egg Dragoon and Sonic will go through this portal that sends them both falling, but honestly, this isn't stopping Eggman from attacking Sonic, and it's up to Sonic to dive quicker and hit the Dragoon's belly while avoiding the drills Eggman is launching. And luckily, there's rings to collect here, because sometimes it's a little hard to dodge these drills, especially while you're diving. It isn't like the final boss where it's kind of easier to dodge stuff. No, here it's actually more difficult to dodge things, especially when you're falling. All in all, after you beat the Egg Dragoon, I gotta say, this fight ended up being #1, not because it's the best fight in the game, but because, honestly I lied, this is the best fight in the game. While Silver's fight had a lot of charm into it, the Egg Dragoon made me feel a sense of tension. Tension is something I want to feel in every boss fight. That sense of like, yo, if I get hit, I gotta do this all over again? Nah. Let me try to beat this in one go. I love that sense of tension in fights. I don't really like the sense of like, yeah, I don't really mind losing. I'll just do it again. Like, no, I didn't. I had to do the Egg Dragoon 2 times for this very specific recording, and honestly, I was sitting here. I haven't ranked the videos at this point. I was sitting here and I was like, yo, this is definitely the #1 fight. It has the variety, the tension, And honestly, it felt like a grandiose moment too when you were fighting it. But yo, I really felt that tension, man. Dude, there was actually a few phases in this fight where dodging wasn't as easy as it was for the previous fights, especially that final boss. Dude, it's... whew. Hell, I wish the difficulty for this specific boss was a difficulty perhaps ramped up even more for the Time Eater boss, aka the final boss. Forget that final boss because this one had multiple phases to it, and those of which really shaked up the way you were used to playing. You weren't out here just only running and boosting. You're out here grinding, wall jumping, and free falling. Diversity is something I really love from this battle, and it's something that all the battles before this one sorely lacked. So, for this video, the #1 boss in Sonic Generations is the Egg Dragoon. Thank you guys for watching this ranking video. For those of you that reached the end, let me ask you, what's your boss ranking for Sonic Generations? Did you like the Time Eater boss better than I did? Let me know in the comment section down below. As you guys can tell from other videos I make, I really like having a discussion in the comment section, so please do me that favor and let's have a whole discussion. You know, I tend to answer almost all the comments I get, so let me know. A huge thanks to my members. You guys really help keep the lights on in my apartment, and those lovely people wearing the Mr. Awesome merch. You guys are awesome. Make sure to get your own Mr. Awesome merch to be featured here at the end of the video, and as always, stay golden.